Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Lush Foliage. So a lot of people have told me that their compost bin starts to smell or it tends to emit a very bad odor. Now there are a couple of reasons why that can happen. One of the reason is that there is too much of greens in your compost bin, or there is a lot of moisture. And the third thing is that you are not aerating your compost bin. It's very important to aerate your compost bin. Now, let's say that you aerate your compost bin, but still there is a lot of smell, there is a lot of moisture. Then what you can do is you can add some browns. Browns are basically the carbon that tends to get added in your compost bin. You need to have a mix of browns as well as greens. If you're going to have an excess amount of greens, then that's when you'll start getting a lot of smell and the compost is not going to turn out to be really good. So you have to have equal amounts of greens as well as browns. Now, ideally, browns are basically brown leaves, dried leaves, hay, sawdust. You can use any of this, but unfortunately, a lot of times we tend to live in the city and it's very difficult to go and procure dried leaves from the roadside. I stay on the 5th floor myself and it's very difficult for me to go out and search for the brown leaves or the dried leaves. So what I tend to do is I use these grocery bags, which are the brown paper bags. You can even use this in your compost bin. This will also provide the carbon to your compost bin. So if you have a lot of smell in your compost bin, or if there is too much of moisture, go ahead and add some of this. Now you do not need to cut it exactly like this. You can just tear it off and just put it into the the compost bin. It's absolutely okay. So this is going to give that extra carbon to your compost bin. Remember guys, it's equally important to add your browns as well. It's not that you only have to fill your compost bin with the greens. Now over here, as you can see, my compost bin, I am trying to aerate it. You have to aerate it. If you're not going to aerate it, there will be smell. The compost will not be formed fast. It will take a very long time. So you have to keep aerating it. Probably every 3 days or 4 days, you can kind of aerate it. Now right now when I'm aerating it, I'm not getting any smell. There is no foul smell because I have a balance of both browns and greens, so there is not much smell. A little bit of fruity odor because I tend to use a lot of fruit peels, so there is a little bit of fruity smell, but there is no strong odor coming out of it. Otherwise, imagine standing next to it and trying to aerate it, it would have been smelling really bad. After this, after I have aerated, I will be putting in some of the browns. So these are all the browns. Now it's little difficult for me to aerate because I'm holding the camera in one hand, but otherwise you need to do it with a little bit of more force so that everything gets mixed up easily. So what I'll do is I'll just quickly keep the camera down and I will mix it until everything is completely mixed well with the old compost. So here we go. As you can see, it's all mixed up and this is how the compost tends to look like. I generally do not add any excess water because all the water tends to come out from the decomposition, because I use a lot of watermelon peels or orange peels or any fruit or vegetable peels. They tend to release water, so we do not need to add any additional water, and all the excess liquid that tends to come out will get collected in the container beneath, which tends to work out as the compost tea. So if you have an issue like this, always ensure you use the equal amount of greens and equal amount of browns. Aerate your compost bin every 3 to 4 days and then ensure that there is not much moisture. If you're going to take care of all of these things, it is definitely not going to smell. So guys, that's all about it. I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe and keep planting.